The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise. Do you have enough wealth to comfortably retire? Whether you're planning for your future or need assistance managing your money right now, the experts from Retirement Income Headquarters of America are here to help. Are you looking for that perfect smile? Dr. Kaplansky is back with some dental advice that'll make your teeth look bright this year. Then, if you're looking for a unique gift while also helping others, stay with us for the story of the Checkered Poppy and a couple devoted to helping challenged children and their families. All on this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise.
Hi, I'm Joe Chili. Mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Whack. Joining us on The Big Whack Buffalo on the Rise today is Mike Hayflick and Russ Geiser from Retirement Income Headquarters of America. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to be here.
We appreciate you being here, and hopefully I'll be worth that much more by the time you leave. No. Tell us about what you do. I mean, what is the reason for you being here today? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So Mike and I are retirement income planning specialists, wealth managers. We co-founded the Retirement Income Headquarters of America. And specifically, we are certified in Social Security claiming strategies, and we help people really tie that claiming decision into their overall wealth plan.
You know, when it came time for me, because I'm over Social Security age, I kept wanting to go, I'm going to stretch it to 70. You know, I'm 65 now, I'll wait. I won't collect till I'm 70. You know, it goes up, 8% a year, or whatever the case is. And then COVID hit. And then unfortunately, some of my friends passed away. And, I talked to my investment person, and he says, what should I do? And he goes, well, it depends. And he is a good friend of mine. He says to me, it depends. Do you want this money now, or do you want to spend it while you're laying in a hospital bed, later in life? And it was like a stark realization to me. But what happens? I mean, people become, get into their mid-60s. They're flooded with information. I mean, snail mail, computers, email, even in your mailbox. So what's the deal here?
Yeah, we understand there's such a strong impulse to take that income, Joe. We see it as an invitation at age 62, not an obligation. So people get a letter that says, you are eligible, you're fully insured, you've worked long enough, you have an earnings record that warrants you getting a monthly income benefit. But that doesn't mean you have to take it. Sometimes people taking it as early as age 62, it's a perfect choice, right? It's a good choice for them, but not in every case. So we really have to look at each household. Especially when people are married, possibly divorced or widowed, there are so many strategies they should consider before taking what we consider guaranteed, inflation-adjusted, can be highly tax-efficient income, and it's backed by the United States government. So this is a very, very special and strong form of income. We want people to make the right choice.
Yeah, thanks for looking at me and squinting when you said divorced. I appreciate it. I'm just teasing with you. What about when you start thinking about Social Security? Is it something, if you mentioned 62, at earlier ages, can you only make a limited amount, and do you have to pay back?
You might have to pay it back, but yeah, you're subject to what's called the earnings limit test.
Okay.
So if you file an early application, which would be any time before your full retirement age, and that's tied to your year of birth, you take a permanent deduction or reduction off of your full retirement age benefit. That's the age that your full benefit or any claiming decision is calculated off of. But if you take early, you're subject to what's called the earnings limit test. Now, the earnings limit test says for every $2 you make over the threshold, which I believe in 2024 is $24,320,
22,320.
22,320. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.
Every $2 you make over that, they reduce your benefit by $1. Now, they don't just take $1 away, they will withhold a full month of benefit from you. So,
ouch.
Right.
Yeah, so I think one of the things about this is once you reach full retirement age, they'll recalibrate or recalculate your benefit, your monthly benefit, but you're not getting a big lump sum back for anything that was forfeited. The real issue here, Joe, is people, they think, I'm gonna keep working full time. I'm also going to take this benefit early. I'm gonna pay off my mortgage early. I'm gonna help my kids pay off some debt. We're gonna pay off our own debt. But then they break the earnings limit and they find out, I'm not getting the cash flow I expected.
Right.
So it can be pretty shocking if you're not aware of those rules.
And full retirement age, is that 67?
It is for anyone born from 1960 and on, but before that, it was 1954 was age 66, and then from 55 to 59, it's 66 and 2 months, and 4 months, and 6 months, 8 months, and 10 months. So those rules change, and I think that's a great point to bring up. Rules change all the time, and if you're not aware of those rules changing, then your strategy development might be flawed. You might be thinking, I can do exactly what I had planned for the last 5 to 10 years, only to find out that things have changed. And if you don't have a specialist in your life, you just might not be attuned to the changes that are happening.
Well, I had somebody talk to me the other day who has their own business, and he said, it's great because I get paid in cash. And then I'm thinking, if you get paid in cash, then it's not going into your earnings for the year, or it may not be, okay, right? Mm-hmm. And then doesn't that affect your retirement after the fact?
It can. I mean, your Social Security benefits, your top 35 years of earnings, okay? And you pay into that if you make up to $168,000 a year. Mm-hmm. This year. That's part of the FICA taxes you pay. Anything above that, you don't pay into the system after that. But yeah, it's your top 35 years of income. So if you have zeros showing, okay, or significantly reduced income, it's really going to hurt your benefit, or it can significantly hurt your benefit, which could be the largest retirement income, guaranteed income stream you have, since pensions have kind of gone to the wayside.
You're concerned, you want to make the right choices going to Social Security time. How do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can reach us through our website, which is, I believe, scrolling on the screen, the phone number. You can reach us through email. We can meet with people in person, virtually, through some of the online programs like Zoom. We can even start with a phone call. I'd highly recommend that once you're approaching or have just entered retirement years, to talk to us. It's a far different ball game from the accumulation phase that you may have been in for 2, 3, 4 decades to the income phase or the distribution phase. It's really important to get it right.
And it's a mistake that you don't want to have to deal with after the fact.
That's right.
All right, Mike, Russ, thank you very much for joining us. I
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it.
It's been our pleasure. Thank you, Joe.
For more information on Retirement Income Headquarters of America, you can call 716-362-7099. You can email info@incomeplanhq.com or the website www.incomeplanhq.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Retirement Income Headquarters of America. I'm Joe Chile. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us today on the Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise is Dr. Kaplansky. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Joe?
Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. One of the things that I noticed when I was prepping and doing some of the research for the show itself is the fact that there are a lot of national firms. There are a lot of firms that come in now and they're advertising in it. And I always wonder, I like to have local people that I can call on. If I have a dentist, I want to go to the same dentist all the time. I don't want to go to, the dentist of the day, right, if you will. So what sets you apart from like the national firms?
Well, absolutely. So there's a big move in dentistry now is to consolidate, and basically dentists are selling their practices to larger companies. They're called DSOs. And most of the offices that you see out there, even though they might say Dr. So-and-so, They actually are part of a huge conglomerate, and it's a big corporate organization where profit is the most important thing. So we are a privately owned, very personable and local dental office. You always see the same people when you come, and we take good care of patients.
What do you think? We know that you're in Gasport, and to some people, Gasport may seem like it's a way off or whatever. But you have people from all over Western New York and Southern Ontario coming to you, right?
Absolutely. So Gasport, obviously not the center of the universe, and many people don't even know where it is. But the services that we provide, the process that we invented, and what we do for these patients is so unique that people have absolutely no problem traveling to us from Toronto, from Erie, Pennsylvania, from even Albany.
You say that you can have dental implants in less than a day. Now, is that really true? Less than a day for dental implants?
It does sound sort of magical, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, the process is really unique, and it uses patients' native bone or native tissue, so we don't rely on grafts. And by doing that and placing implants strategically and kind of joining them together with prosthesis as a brace, we can load these implants right away and give people teeth within 24 hours.
How long did it take you personally to get to the point that you are now, to the teeth now process?
Well, I've been a dentist for 30 years, and I've been in practice in New York for 25 years. And it's pretty much a lifelong journey for me. And every year I just get better, like that wine or cheese.
And there's nothing up your sleeve, right? I want to make sure we're talking about, a magic here and things like that. It is a revolutionary process. Now, it is, you talk about this happening in less than a day. Yes. Traditionally, when we're talking about dental implants, is it something that can take weeks or a month or whatever?
Traditionally, it can take months, sometimes years. So let's say a person doesn't have teeth anymore, and they have deficient bone. They have not enough bone. They would come to a doctor and they would say, well, you're either not a candidate for a procedure or you will require grafting. So grafting takes sometimes months, sometimes years. Patient doesn't have teeth all that time. They just go in toothless and they're undergoing grafting surgeries. Then after grafting, they would attempt to place implants. A lot of times the grafted bone isn't as strong, so the implants cannot be placed. So then you already wasted a whole bunch of time. You wasted a bunch of money. You had no teeth all this time, and now you're stuck with the denture anyways. So a lot of patients experience this kind of a cycle of okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this. I just spend a lot of time and money, and I'm back to where I was with the denture.
Now, when you're talking about dental implants, because I grew up. Not that I have dentures, but I grew up in the age of dentures. And there was, you just see people, corn on the cob, pushing it out of the way. Right. Apples, pushing them out of the way. Caramels, pushing them out of the way. Yeah. Dental implants, can you eat all those things?
You can eat anything. With dentures, you're relying on adhesive. So a lot of people buy denture glue by a bucket, literally, and they put it in there, and the denture comes loose while they're chewing. They have to reapply the adhesive a few times throughout the meal. Dental implants, the way we do it, pretty much gives you a chewing power when we're done, when the process is all finished. Not only identical to natural teeth, but sometimes even stronger, even better. We measure their bite force, and there's actually an appliance that can measure the bite force. And their bite force is tremendous. They can bite through anything.
I think there were women in my past that really wanted me to fall asleep and then put that adhesive on my mouth so I didn't talk anymore. I don't say that works successfully. Some people are told that they're just not a candidate for dental implants. What's your response to that?
Most of the time we say, yes, you are a candidate. So the way it works again is we place implants into patients' native bone. So most patients that have been told that they're not candidates, the dentist only looks at the area where the teeth would go. We go to the other areas in the face such as zygomatic areas, which is a cheekbone. There's an area behind the jaw on the upper called pterygoid plate. There's also areas inside the nose that can be used. There's called transnasal implants. So we can do all these things. I'm pretty much the only dentist, the only oral implantologist in this area that is qualified to perform these procedures.
Well, for more information and answers to your questions, contact Dentistry by Dr. Kaplansky by calling 716-772-7500 or go to drkaplansky.com. Promotional and sponsorship consideration provided by the following. Hi, I'm Joe Chili, mornings from 7 to 9 at Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise today is Brenda and Mark Zimmerman, husband and wife team. Yeah. You know, I give you guys credit. I don't know if I could have ever worked with my wife. So, you know, I think that's a great thing to begin with. From Checkered Poppy Antiques and Gift Store and Challenger Sports of Western New York. Now tell us about, I understand that you bought a church. This is something people don't normally do. So tell us a little bit about this.
Well, we were looking to invest in a different type of piece of property, and we run Challenger Sports. So we came along the church, which had a fellowship hall.
Okay.
And when we seen it, we thought that in that fellowship hall, we could add to Challenger by doing other events like bingo, ice cream socials, karaoke night, Bill's parties, different social activities for people with disabilities. And we do those activities from age 5 to 80. It doesn't matter your disability or anything. All the functions there are free. And we just thought in that church to use that to expand Challenger would be a great investment.
Now, to work with people with disabilities, this is kind of getting people out of the house or getting people that in some fashion may think that they are unable to do some of the things that maybe brothers, sisters, or friends do. So it's a great thing, right?
Mm-hmm. We have two boys, age 42 and 37, with disabilities. So this is what started it all. We like to put our money where our heart is, and that's what focused on us purchasing the church property.
The church property itself, now you talked about the downstairs. What do you have in the upstairs portion of the church? What do you use? Is that where the gift shop is?
Yes, yes. I opened an antique and gift shop. So there's old and new. There's a wide variety. We have jams and jellies. We have people that actually are on consignment and have nice items, as well as people that actually have booths. So there's a wide variety of things that you can purchase. And we've actually had some people, individuals with disabilities, come and assist us in the store, and that's where we've kind of, in our life, we've kind of been directed to wanting to do that.
Really?
Yes.
So the store is kind of something that, where do you get the materials? Some people have consignment things. Where do you pick up the other materials for the store?
Well, we have a business actually in Berlin, Ohio, and there just happens to be a wonderful warehouse down in Columbus, Ohio. So we go there and purchase a lot of the items, as well as I enjoy doing painting. So that's where there's some drive there as well. So I've always loved to do that sort of thing. So I sell some items there.
Joe, don't let her fool you. Our house is packed with all kinds of crafts she's developing and stuff like that. So it eventually gets to the church.
It's all good stuff, though. It's all good stuff.
It's well-made things.
There's
yes.
a reason.
There's heart behind it.
Yeah, right.
She has like 50 vendors of all different types in that store.
Yep.
I want to talk about Challenger Sports a little bit. Tell us, give us, expand on that a little bit for us.
Well, like you said, we're married, right? And usually husbands do right what their wives say. So
if you want to be happy.
Yeah, if you want to be happy. So over 20 years ago, my son was watching out our front window guys playing baseball. Well, he wanted to play. Well, it was for just regular guys playing. He couldn't fit in. He couldn't do that. So my wife came up with the idea we needed to start a baseball league for people with disabilities. And we started with 8 players. Like I said, it was about 25 years ago. And in that 25 years, it's grown to where we have 250 people registered with Challenger that do all kinds of functions. They do baseball, bowling, we do putt-putt, volleyball, soccer. We also have social events. So it's not just sports, we also do social events. Like we do Halloween parties, Christmas parties, Jesus prom. We do Valentine's dance, Easter egg hunt. So we try to make sure not just get young kids, but people out of group homes to get out and just have fun activities. So.
Do you raise funds too for nonprofits?
Yes.
Yeah, actually the Checkered Poppy, actually 20% of our profits go towards people with disabilities. We also have vendor fairs, and people that are at the vendor fairs also contribute a basket, and then we raffle those off, and that money goes towards Challenger typically, but we also have donated money to Danceability and to the Possibility.
Yeah, for veterans.
Yeah, for veterans.
But Challenger also raises funds with many different fundraisers. We do meat raffles. We've had concerts. Down at the city of Lockport, they just did a sidewalk event, and we got part of those proceeds. People just come up and give us donations. They go on our Facebook page and you can give donations. So we're constantly getting help like that, and different groups actually help fund us too.
We have about 2 minutes left, and you mentioned Lockport. So did I understand that you just purchased some land in Lockport as well?
Yeah, we bought 7 acres. Challenger bought 7 acres right on Lincoln Avenue, and our dream was to get this land to build a wheelchair field. And the wheelchair field needs to be a special turf so we can push wheelchairs through the bases into the outfield. And so right now we're raising funds for that wheelchair field.
And what other events do you have coming up for the Checkered Poppy?
We have a vendor fair on November 23rd, and that's the primary one. And then we had a generous donation of a large screen TV. And our plans are to have that available for some Bills parties for the people with disabilities to come and enjoy.
You said that you're looking for more players for baseball for Challenger, right?
Yeah, COVID kind of hurt us hard, so we're trying to find more younger players. Some of our players are aging out, and we need younger families to come in with these younger players, so we keep growing. But one of the things with Challenger, it's not just for the players. We try to make sure the families, if they need to know programs or just how to get through life with a child with disabilities, we try to help them, tell them what we did, different activities and different ways to just survive life.
And there's never any reason for a person or a family to feel awkward. We're always accepting of everybody.
Yeah. Well, Brenda, Mark, I think it's a fantastic thing that you do. I appreciate you joining us. For more information about the Checkered Poppy Antiques and Gift Store and Challenger Sports of Western New York, it's at 6515 Ridge Road, Lockport. The phone number 716-696-2463. Website www.checkeredpoppyantiquesandgifts.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the Checkered Poppy Antiques and Gift Store.
Thanks for watching this edition of The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigwack.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to The Big Wack, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.